Hey, I'm Justin with the Adrenaline Barbecue Company, and today I'm going to show you how to make the best smoked turkey you've ever had, and we're going to do it using the charcoal kettle and the Slow N Sear. There are a number of steps involved in making a turkey, but the good news is none of those steps are that complicated, and you can start a couple of days ahead of time. So the first thing that's very important is you want to give yourself plenty of time to thaw out your bird. So what we have here is a turkey that's been removed from the packaging, and we've taken everything out of the cavity and we've set those aside. If your turkey has one of these pop-up thermometers, you want to remove it because these things are worthless. The next thing we're going to do is remove the wing tips, because if we leave them there, they're just going to burn. So we're going to do that by cutting these off at the joint, and we'll do that to both sides. So now that we have those wing tips off, we can go ahead and remove some of this extra fat that's right here. Just go ahead and cut this off. Now we come to the point where we're going to spatchcock the turkey. And for that, you're gonna need a good set of kitchen shears. We don't recommend knives for this. It's just not as safe, and actually these work a lot better. So make sure you use a heavy duty kitchen shear whenever you're trying to cut the backbone out of a turkey, because those bones are really, really thick. The next thing you wanna do is flip the bird over so that it's on its back. And then you're gonna take your shears right here and just move your way up. And then once you get to the top of one side, you'll go up the other side. Now be careful, because as you cut these, some of these bones can be sharp. Now that we have it out, what we wanna do is we wanna gently take the bird and flip it over. Push down. There we go. So what that does is that gives you a flatter bird, and with a flatter bird you have more even heat distribution, and the bird is more of a uniform shape throughout. So you end up with a bird that not only cooks faster, but actually cooks more evenly as well. Okay, I'm gonna cut some of this fat off around the neck here. Okay, so now that we have the cavity open, we're gonna start the process of brining the turkey. And we're gonna do something called dry brining, which is basically just salting the bird. Salt adds flavor to the bird and denatures the proteins, which will enable it to hold on to water while it's cooking. So you get a juicier end product, which is the whole point of brining in the first place. Think in terms of how you would salt your food at the table once it made it to the table, and that's about how much you should salt the entire surface of the turkey, inside and out and all over. So now I'm gonna inject butter into the turkey breast, and in order to do that, I'm gonna use an injection needle. Now this particular needle is longer, and it has holes in the side. They come up to about right here, and they squirt in all different directions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at the top and work my way in, and then as I pull back, I'm gonna release the butter into the breast cavity. And what this is gonna allow me to do here is do this with just one injection point. If your injector is not designed like this one, don't worry about it. Just do what you have to do. Remember, it's not gonna take a lot of butter to fill up the breast cavity, so a little bit goes a long way. We've got all our ingredients here in our coffee grinder, and you can see those on the screen here now. And what I wanna draw your attention to is the fact that there is no salt in this recipe, and the reason for that is because we put the salt on the bird earlier. So now we're just gonna lightly pulsate these. All we're trying to do is mix these up just a little bit. We're not looking to pulverize them. We still want them to have a little bit of texture to them, but we do want to mix them up really good, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in a bowl, and we're gonna add water, and we're gonna stir them together. And once we get them stirred in with enough water that we have a kind of a paste that we can use, we're gonna take that and use that as our wet rub, and we're gonna apply that to the turkey. You're going to want to loosen the skin by rubbing your thumb underneath the skin where it connects with the breast meat until it comes loose. This can be a little work and it can take some time, but you're in no rush. Now that you have access to the breast meat, go ahead and apply your wet rub directly onto the meat itself. Make sure to do it as thoroughly as possible. And when you're done, go ahead and do the rest of the turkey. And don't forget the underside. That's important too. So this is our setup today. Of course, we have the Slow N Sear right here, and we have our drip pan over here. As a matter of fact, this is the new drip pan by Adrenaline Barbecue Company. You can see this on our website. Not only does it work as a drip pan, but it also works as a griddle, so it's really cool. It's also very heavy duty. Weighs about 4 pounds. Because this is a turkey cook, we're going to use a little extra fuel today. So we're starting out with about 40 unlit briquettes already in our Slow N Sear, and then we're going to come back over the top with about a half a chimney full of lit briquettes, and that should be enough fuel to get us through the cook. I'm leaving our water pan empty today. You can use water if you want. It's not really necessary on this cook, and it will cause you to go through a little more charcoal than you need to, but if you just want to use water, you can. Okay, so here we've got the turkey in the grill. We've got the breast side pointed towards the fire. The legs are off to the side. We put a little aluminum foil around the ends of the drumsticks, and that's just to prevent them from burning. We'll take that off towards the end of the cook to get more even browning. We have a meat thermometer right here. That's in the deepest part of the breast. You need to get a good digital meat thermometer. That's very, very important, and you need one that'll monitor both your grill both your turkey and your grill. So that way you can keep an eye on both things at once. I'm using one small piece of hickory wood for a light smoke flavor. You could use more or less if you like, but remember, poultry takes on smoke easily, so don't overdo it. So now's the fun part. Just sit back and relax and watch your cooker. Keep an eye on your meat thermometer, and remember, temperature settings inside the cooker can be affected by weather or ambient temperatures or even altitude. So if you need to get the grill a little hotter, just open up your vents a little more, and if it's running a little hot, just close it down a little bit, and that's how you'll regulate your temperature throughout the rest of the cook. So here's our 1 hour checkup, and as you can see, everything is browning up very nicely. I think this is going to be ready in just under 2 hours. And what I'm going to do now is remove the aluminum foil from around the feet, and that way they'll get a chance to brown up. And the next time I see you, we'll have a fully cooked turkey. All right, our turkey is temping right at 158 degrees, which is exactly where we want to be. As you can see, I turned it around about an hour, a little over an hour into the cook to promote even brownness. You may or may not have to do that. This smells amazing. And as you can see, it's so beautiful. It's such a pretty bird. I cannot wait to take this inside and try it. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to turn off the camera, move this inside. Remember, with turkey, you don't want to rest it or tint it, because if you tint it, it'll steam, and that will make your skins that you work so hard to make crispy. That'll soften them up, and so you want to avoid tinting it if at all possible. It's best to just cut it and serve it right away. Okay, let's try a little bit of this breast meat here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Skin is nice and crispy. Very juicy. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? Goodness. That is without a doubt the best turkey I've ever made. Maybe the best I've ever had. This is so good. I may not even be able to finish this video. Wow. So good. So good. Like I said, I know turkey can be intimidating because there are so many steps, but each one of those steps is pretty straightforward and simple to accomplish. And here's the other thing. You can practice ahead of time. I mean, there's no law that says you can only cook 1 turkey a year. Practice on chickens. They're cheap. They won't mind. They're dead. So anyways, if you'd like any more information on this recipe or on the Slow N Sear or a lot more stuff, check out our website at abcbarbecue.com, and I appreciate you watching.